Wow, this is a very professional looking photo of you. Small package, but packs a lot of punch, all the way from the dirty South, where I also come from. Please put your hands together for my second new best friend, Laquita Cozart.
Whew. Thank you. Before I share my story, I need y'all to do something for me. Allow me to show up as my most authentic self, not as my professional self, and allow me to speak in rough draft. Allow me not to code switch while Black. And if you are a Black person and you work in any setting, you know exactly what I'm talking about. What's up, y'all?
What's up, y'all?
What's up? My name is Laquita Cozart. I want you to see me as a daughter. Hi, Daddy. A friend and a fear fighter, and someone whose presence is felt in the room long before my voice. I invite you, yes you, to go back in time with me. The year is 1990, and I am 6 months old. I began my journey through the Department of Social Services foster care system in Monroe, North Carolina. Substance misuse ripped some of my siblings and I from the arms of our biological mother. My biological father was financially unable to care for us. They decided to terminate their parental rights. So I spent the first 4 years of my life, from a developmental standpoint, some of the most crucial years, in various foster homes. At age 5, I was adopted, and I moved to Butner, North Carolina. I finally had what I prayed for, a family. 5 short years later, I experienced the second major loss in my life. I still remember my adoptive mother losing weight, her hair falling out, and the night she left home in the ambulance and never returned. I remember my adoptive father coming home from the hospital early one cold February morning with the look of despair on his face. My siblings and I gathered around him in the kitchen, and the words, "She is gone," came out of his mouth. Cancer took her from me. Just like that, life went on, and for a long time, we never discussed her passing. Having experienced so much complex grief and loss at an early age, I was angry. I was sad, lost, misunderstood, and afraid. I questioned how God could take away the anchor of the very thing I prayed for the most, family. With all these emotions, I skipped a part, sorry. As life goes on, I build a strong exterior shell to protect myself. While all these emotions are whirling around in my heart, in my head, and in my body, middle school enters the chat. Think back to when you were in middle school. It was awkward enough without adding complex grief and loss to the picture. I arrived to middle school experiencing puberty, trying to find my identity, and holding on to years of unspoken emotions. A trip to the guidance counselor's office slowly began to crack the strong shell of armor that I built for protection. I was sent to the office for fighting and disruptive behavior. I recall walking into the office and being greeted by 2 white female guidance counselors. Each of their offices had pictures of them with family members. The first few visits, I sat quietly without answering any of their questions. Why? Because they were strangers, and culturally, we don't share our business with people who don't look like us. Basic conversations about laundry and other household chores, along with their consistent investment in me, led to the million-dollar question. So how do you feel about all of this? That question, their non-judgmental presence, and decision to invest in my overall health and well-being, juxtaposed to seeing me as another angry Black girl, taught me the power of vulnerability and using my voice. I learned that using my voice and being vulnerable is scary, yet rewarding. Word, word, word. I learned that listening to the voices of those who typically have been deprived of such opportunities requires thought shifts, cultural shifts, and system shifts. This is one example of why I do the work that I do. My guidance counselor's ability to create safe spaces for me to share my feelings and their desire to invest in a so-called angry Black girl challenged me to see beyond people's circumstances and champion the power of their voices. So y'all, we do have a problem today, and that problem is too many young people grow up without positive childhood experiences, without family members, without guidance counselors or other trusted adults who invest in their health and well-being. Lack of such investments has deep-rooted impacts on health, mental health, and well-being, and future opportunities. I believe that we must return to the tried and true adage, it takes a village. The medicine is in communities, and we must work together, investing in youth via safe spaces and lessons about the power of their voices to ensure that all children have positive childhood experiences. We must champion their voices. If we don't, the overall health and well-being of so-called angry Black girls and other youth will continue to decline, having long-standing impacts for years to come. But if we do, we will change the environment by altering the very soil and roots that cause adverse childhood experiences. We will see more fear fighters, more families healing from generational trauma, and more communities healing from environmental trauma by listening to, investing in, and championing the voices of those who have lived experience. I desire to live in a world where not only I get to experience this, but also other children, families, and communities for years to come. So my challenge to you is to be the one who looks beyond what your eyes see, beyond circumstances, stereotypes, and media narratives, creating spaces for children and youth voice to roar and opportunities to soar by unleashing the power of vulnerability and connectedness. Thank you.